Hello, my name is Matthew Glossinger. I'm coming at you from Feeder Matrix, and I just had some things that I wanted to say, and I'm learning some things about the internet. This is my first YouTube video. So to all the people that are on my team, I say hello from Utah, and I wanted to just share some thoughts about Feeder Matrix while I had you guys' ear for a bit. This is a very interesting game that we're playing with Feeder Matrix. Feeder Matrix is a pay it forward type of situation where everybody pays everybody above us to turn the $1.75 into $100,000 roughly. Now, that's not a bad deal. Most people would say, wow, that's kind of cool. And so many of us jumped into the game to play and stopped. And this is kind of what I want to address today, because there is a level of participation that is required by all participants. Hopefully, before you drop that $1.75, you all saw that there was more to it than $1.75. Nobody's been in the dark about what you were investing in, and probably investing is not the right word, but because you're not investing in anything, you're just donating. And nothing wrong with donating. As long as you know what you're donating to and what you're donating for, then there's nothing wrong with it. And there are so many videos, and there are some pretty good people that got involved with this, that I don't think that there would be very many, if any at all, that didn't see the video of the game plan. What does the field look like? It looks like a 4x4, 8 levels wide. And there's a lot of money to be made here. I am curious, though, I wanted to address my comments today to those of you who got in and either only went one level or just went up a couple of levels. And my question is, what's your why for all of this? You know, to come in and put your $1.75 in, we live in a tough economy. $1.75 for some of us is hard to come by without some sort of a promise of some sort of a reward. So my question is what's your why? Why are you here? What inspired you to drop that $1.75 to come in and play the game? Because, as I said, everyone is familiar with how the game is played. Everyone's familiar with what it takes to win the game. And that word is participation. You have to be willing to play the game. Now, I get it. Finances are tight for everyone. But levels 1 through 4 are so cheap that I think everybody should be at level 4 by now, if not higher. And when you hit level 4, you should be able to pay for 5, 6, 7, and 8 just through what you make off Feeder Matrix. I mean, heck, level 4 pays out when it's maxed out $5,000. You can't come up with $650 out of that total donation put in to the kitty to pay it forward. And I don't say that in terms of criticism, but just opportunity. Feeder Matrix is a system designed to pay for itself once you get up to a certain level. Playing in the Feeder Matrix is fun for a lot of people. And I believe that everyone who chose to join up with this program had some sort of a why. But somewhere along the line, $1.75 was all that why was worth. Really? $1.75 was all your why was worth. Sounds like you got to get a better why. Why is what motivates you. Why is a moving word. It causes us to think, it causes us to plan, it causes us to move forward. It causes us to think outside of the box. Feeder matrix is a way of thinking outside the box. So, let's look at this. Let's do some comparisons here. Feeder matrix is when you put that $1.75 in, it's like you decided to play the game of Monopoly without ever rolling the dice to see what else you could get out of it, to see how far up the ladder you could climb. Some of you decided to roll the dice once or twice in it, and you got up there to Connecticut or St. Charles, and you invested a little bit of money. And, that brings in some money. There's a little bit there. But as you move around the board, as you keep going up, if you decide to stay there on St. Charles, you're not going to make it over to Pennsylvania or Boardwalk. You're not going to even have a chance to own all 4 railroads and cash in on what the promise of the payout is. I mean, think about it. How much did it cost you every time you landed on Boardwalk with hotels? It was $2,000 out of your pocket immediately, or you were bankrupt. You decided, though, to play it safe. Sitting over there on Connecticut or St. Charles, where you make like $120. See, $120 in 2000. I think I get where I want to get to faster with the $2,000 level than I do with the $120 level. So, which game are you playing here? You playing the small game? Did you come to play to win? Did you think the hotel on Connecticut was going to win you the game? Or worse, on Baltic? Or even worse, you just put your piece on the board and walked away and didn't even try to play. If we're in here to win it, you've got to have a why. Why are you playing this game? Why would you put your piece on a board that you never intended on cashing out on? It doesn't help anybody at $1.75. $1.75, when 4 people get in, makes you a total of $7. That will barely buy you a Happy Meal, much less provide for any dream of getting out of debt or even putting a couple gallons of gas in the car. 2 gallons of gas right now is $7. 2 gallons of gas gets most cars maybe, a day's worth of travel. That's about it. It's about all it's going to get you. So what's your why? What's the driving motivation behind why you got into feeder matrix? I can tell you mine. My why, my personal why, is to make life better for people around me. See, I don't have to be more specific than that right now. I have other ideas that are rattling around up here in my head. But those ideas that are rattling around up there in my head, they would take way too long to explain. They involve many more projects that generate far greater money than feeder matrix would ever dream of creating for me. Feeder matrix is just a beginning. There are many other games out there you can play that'll cost you more to get into. But those are for people who already know how to think about what they're going to do with their money once they get it in the end. The people in feeder matrix, the purpose of feeder matrix is to get those engines moving in the right direction so that when you do get that $5,000 in level 4, you have somewhere for it to be moved to do you the most good in the shortest amount of time. You know what they say, the shortest distance between 2 places is a straight line. Money is a line. Money is a way of creating a line between 2 places. Without the money that you would make working the same job that you now currently have, or that you may currently have, may soon have because you're unemployed at the moment, How long and how many different routes might you have to take to get to that point? You guys all know what the answer to that is for yourselves. I don't have to answer that for you. But I am here to say that if you got in here with the idea that $1.75 was going to somehow magically create that for you, even after seeing the video, even after hearing all the testimonials of people, you're kidding yourself. My name is Matthew Glossinger. I entered Feeder Matrix at a time when I probably shouldn't have, because I had some problems that I wasn't ready to collect what was made available to me upon entry. I missed out on $3,000 in 1 week. That paid more than a few bills for me. That certainly paid more than a few bills for me for $3,000. But I missed out on that because I wasn't ready to join. I wasn't ready to be committed to it. I don't want to lose out on that again. And the reason I lost out on it was because I brought somebody in who was a go-getter, who knew how to go get her team. And she did a great job with it. And I got left with my pants down around my ankles, bent over, taking it in the shorts. That's just the simple truth of the matter. So when you guys take a look at your position in Feeder Matrix, some of you are going to walk away. Some of you aren't going to be quite sure about what to do, and others of you are going to run like the wind for the level 8 position if you can get there. Those of you who decide to stay and look around, if you do it for too long, you're going to get emails just like I did, and they're going to tell you this. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so. We wanted to pay you this money today, but you weren't in a position to receive it, so we had to give it to someone else. Thinking about that and thinking about what you can see in front of you if you decide to move, what the potential is here. I mean, level 5, one level 5 payment pays for itself. Level 6, one payment pays for itself. Level 7, one payment pays for itself. Everything over and above that one payment on each of those levels, you're in the black. You're actually ahead of the game at that point. You know the end from the beginning here. How many of you would have done things differently if you had known Google was going to do what Google did? How many of you would have done things differently knowing what Microsoft did? All of this is in hindsight. All of the great corporations that we never thought were going to do anything, that we never thought would become as big as they are. We never thought anyone else would have dreams as big or as bigger or bigger than our own. And because we didn't think to that scale, we lost out on billions of dollars with a B. I want to encourage everyone who decided to drop the 175 into Feeder Matrix, push through. Get yours. Get what you came to get. Help others get what they came to get. It's all about you in the end, I'm sure. But if it's all about you in the beginning, you're not going to move. Check your why at the door. See what it is that's going to cause you to move. What is important enough to push forward? You guys go out there and tear it up. Thanks.